we are going to give you brief description on the components in the kit. Identify the basic electronic components. Component 1. Breadboard. Breadboard is a very useful device for beginners in electronics, as we can build and test circuits without soldering and crack the circuit easily. Breadboards are in various sizes, depending on the complexity of the circuit. You can see vertical and horizontal hoses on the board as following figure shows these holes connected to each other. You can see 4 yellow horizontal line holes under each line connected together. These 4 hole lines called power rails normally are used to supply power to the circuit, and vertical sets with 5 holes are etched as one pin. Let's see how to connect a component to the breadboard. Here an IC is connected to the breadboard green lines, showing the holes connected to each pin. Let's see how to connect power. Here an IC is connected to the breadboard. Let's say we should supply positive voltage to pin 1 and negative voltage to pin 4. You can see positive and negative is connected to power rails from an external source. Note how positive is connected to rail with red line. It is better to use red to positive always. And you can see how positive and negative is connected to IC using 2 wires. Component 2. Breadboard power supply. Shown in above figure is a breadboard power supply module. Using this, we can supply regulating power to the breadboard. Using USB cable or a DC adapter, power pack for the DC adapter voltage should be 6 to 12 volt DC. From this module, we can get 3.3 volt or 5 volt. Let's see how to change output. Let's see how to connect power supply to the breadboard. You can see how positive output pins are aligned to red power rail. Component 3. Resistors. Resistors are the simplest and most common electronic parts you can see in an electronic circuit. Resistors value is measured by ohms, but you can't see any numbers printed on them. We are using a color code to identify the value of the resistor. Resistors are in various shapes, sizes, values, types, tolerances, and wattages. Above picture shows general purpose carbon field resistors. In the picture, you can see 3 sizes. These 3 resistors are 3 wattage categories. We normally use the smallest one in the picture, quarter watts. Here is a link to learn more about resistors. Faster resistors have 2 pins. A resistor can be used to reduce or limit the current to a device and also lower the voltage. Let's see it this way. Let's say we have a bulb. Max supply voltage is 3 volts, but we only have 5 volt power supply. If we connect the 5 volt supply to the 3 volt bulb, it will burn. So we have to know how to reduce the voltage across the bulb. To do this, we can use a resistor. Component 4. Capacitors. Capacitors are another type of electronic component that commonly used. Capacitors are like water tank. It stores power when connected to power source and when connected to load, bulb, resistor, etc. Release the stored power. In electronics, capacitors are used for lots of purposes, from simple ripple smoothing to radio tuning tank circuits. And there are lots of types of capacitors for various purposes. Component 5. LED. LED or light emitting diode is one of the most popular components in electronics. As its name suggests, it is a bulb although it is a diode technically. You can use this link to learn about technology behind LED. Normal operating voltage of a single LED can be valued from 1.9 volt to 3.2 volt according to the type of junction, color, wattage, and etc. However, we have to use a resistor in series with the LED to prevent it from getting damaged. For your project, you can use 220 ohm or 330 ohm resistors in series with the LED. When the supply voltage is 5 volts, let's see how to connect the LED to the breadboard. You have to connect 5 volts to the power relays. Component 6. Variable resistors. Variable resistors or potentiometers are resistors which can change their resistance. Normally, these resistors have 3 pins. Usually, the middle pin changes the resistance with other 2 pins when the resistor is loaded or sided. There are lots of variable resistor types according to the task they use. The resistance is mentioned in number on the resistor, and it is the maximum resistance it can have. Component 7. Buzzers. Buzzers are used to give a sound indication in a circuit. It is not a speak. It cannot output complex sounds, but it can give simple sounds like beats. We have declared an integer variable called val and set its default value as 0. We will use this variable to store the values read from the potentiometer. You can see 2 buzzers in your key. One is a passive buzzer and the other one is an active buzzer. Passive buzzer is a buzzer with which we can generate various tones using a varying signal from signal generator. If you just connect it to 5 volt DC directly, it will just emit a click sound, but no more. If you connect it to 5 volt AC, you can hear a hum sound. We can generate various tones using microcontroller and passive buzzer. Active buzzer is a device we can control the parameters. If we connect 5 volt to it, it will beat continuously. That's it. We can turn on and off it. That's the amount we can control it. Your kit active buzzer is the one with a label on top. Component A. Push buttons. Push buttons are switches which stay turning on as long as you are pushing it. Normal switch has 2 pins. One is connected to the power source and the other one is to the device. But you can see there are 4 pins in the push buttons you got from the key. However, these pins are connected as 2 sets of 2 pins, as follows, so you can connect them as a normal switch. These tutorials are prepared for beginners level, so all the things given is simplified as much as possible. There are a lot more advanced and complex syntax and methods in Arduino. All those will be explained in future tutorials step by step. If you have anything difficult to understand or anything other than this relevant to Arduino, feel free to contact our tech support via following email address. We will answer your questions as soon as possible.